Welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making for you today is homemade cheeseburgers. And these homemade cheeseburgers that I'm going to show you how to make is one of my favorite, one that I've been making for a long time. We're going to have homemade hamburger buns. We're going to have the patties made from scratch with delicious spices in there and seasonings. And I'm going to have it with a tossed salad, and I'm going to be showing you how to put all of this together and hopefully in this one program. So let's get started on making our dough. Pretty much this is going to be made much the same way as what you would do your bread, make your bread, but we're going to be adding in some egg and like you said, incorporate this together, and we don't have the same amount of rising time. That I'm going to show you. But what we're going to do first, in 1 cup of warm water, we're going to be putting 2 teaspoonfuls of yeast, fast rising yeast or regular, it doesn't matter, and 1 teaspoonful of sugar. We're going to put that together in with our warm water, just stir it lightly to get it to start to rise. And this only needs to rise just a little bit above the water, just half of what the cup is, so about a half a cup of course. So we're going to put this to the side and I'll show you what's next. So while we're waiting for our yeast to rise, I just want to talk a little bit about the yeast. I got the fast rising yeast there, and in a bottle, not in a little package. So when you open this fresh, when you buy it at the store, put the date, the time that you opened it on it, and store it in the fridge. You don't need to put it back into the cupboard, and this will keep it longer. Just take it out of the fridge as you need it, using it, you know, with making your dough. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start adding our flour, which we're going to be using 2 cups of flour, and you don't need to sift it. And we're going to use about a half a teaspoonful of sea salt into the flour. So I'm just going to lightly mix this together till all the salt and the flour is together while we're waiting for our yeast to rise. So that's pretty much all you need to do there. Just make a little hole in the middle of your flour. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to crack 1 egg into a little bowl and just lightly stir it around just to break up the yolk. This will be added into our flour as well. Plus we're going to have a tablespoonful of melted butter, and we're going to be using that as well. So really all we're waiting for now is our yeast to rise. Have a little bit extra flour on the side, and you can also have a little bit extra warm water just in case you need it. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we're going to be adding in our tablespoonful of butter into the middle of the flour. We're going to be putting in our beaten egg in the middle, and then our yeast has risen enough now to put into our flour, so that's half of what it was, and we're going to pour them all with the cup of warm water into the middle of the flour. So now let's start mixing it. So pretty much now all you're going to do is stir this around to get it all worked together. Now if you got a mixer that got a hook on it that could mix all this together, that's what you could use. And I know it'll be faster and you won't feel like you're making your dough forever, but I'm all about making it by hand. But like you said, you do what's easy for you. Now with this dough, it could be prepared the morning of the day you're going to make your hamburger, your cheeseburgers, or you could do it the day before. You don't necessarily have to overtop yourself all the one day. Okay, so once you get it mixed together as much as you can, then use your hand to start blending it all together and get all the flour down from the sides of your pan. Use another little bit of flour into a cup or a measuring cup to blend it all together. So basically what we're doing here now is just folding it in together, kneading it, and then adding little bits of flour as it goes. So starting with 2 cups and working it with some extra flour. So continue again putting it all together to form a ball. So after you form the ball like this, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. So what I'm going to do now is take the dough out of the pan, and I'm going to be putting it on my board like this. And then I'm going to cut it out into probably 4 or maybe 6 buns. Okay, so this is how much dough you're going to make out of that. So basically that's all we need to do with that. But what I'm going to do is cut it now into probably, I'm going to say 4, but I think I'm going to do 6, because this could do 6 pieces of dough to make the buns, because they do rise a little bit, and we want them about the same size, so cut them like this. So you get 6 pieces of dough now, and what you're going to do, you're going to form it into a little bun like this, and then you just put it over onto your cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. I highly recommend that, because you don't want them to burn at the bottom. I prefer that than greasing the pan for these. You just do each one like that, folding it in under, giving it a little bit of flour if you need it. Then it looks like this. Just put it directly on the pan. Okay, so I'm on my last one now, so dusting with a little bit of flour and then turning it in under just to make a nice little ball like that. So what I'm going to do now is pull this towards me, and I want to show you what to do next. So what I'm going to do next, this is what the 6 of them is going to be sitting there like this. I'm going to be making a little cut in all of the buns like this. Not necessarily symbolizing the cross, just to make a cut in your dough, just to open it just a little like this. As you can see, it is the sign of a cross, but it's mainly just to give that a little opening. And then I'm going to just garnish it a little with a bit of extra virgin olive oil, and let that equally go over each one. And now I'm going to put over a little bit of sesame seeds, because I want sesame seed buns for these. And let it toast on there when it goes to bake. So pretty much now that's all you got to do with that. So what I'm going to do next is cover these little buns with another piece of parchment paper and a towel. I'm going to put it in a warm spot and let it rise for just a little. I only want for it to be maybe just a small portion of what it looks like, because when it goes in the oven it's going to rise that little bit more. So let's say maybe for 10, maybe 15 minutes while I'm showing you how to make your burgers. I'm just going to put it to the side. Okay, so while we're waiting now for our hamburger buns to rise a little, I'm going to show you how to make your patties, which is your hamburger patties. So first we're going to be using about 4 to 5 cups of lean ground beef, or mixed ground beef if you want lean and regular. We're going to be using a small onion, 1 egg, 2 cloves of garlic, some Worcestershire sauce, I know I got that said wrong, and salt and pepper. So I'm going to show you how that's all going to turn out. Okay, so we got our ground beef there in the middle. So we're going to be using about a half a teaspoonful of pepper, half a teaspoonful of salt, a teaspoonful of Worcestershire sauce, and we're going to be using 2 cloves of garlic. You can grate it into the ground beef, or you could use a press like this, whichever works for you, or whatever you got on hand. If you don't like freshly ground garlic, you could use powdered garlic or the already bottled garlic. I'm going to be grating the small onion into the ground beef and all with the seasonings. So it's going to look like that. You see it going in. So keep grinding it on your grater until it's all done. And if you don't like onion, you could use onion powder. And now I'm going to be adding in 1 egg. Just crack it and put it right on in. So after you've added those ingredients in, you see that it's starting to come together. You can take your stick away or your spoon, and then you're going to start using your hands, because we want to get this all mixed together so that it's equally throughout. We don't want to overwork our ground beef because we don't want to make it tough. If you don't like ground beef and you want it to use ground chicken or ground turkey, that's fine as well. You just keep going like this until you get it all married in together. So after you've blended it all together and you got it looking something like this, what we're going to do now is the same as we did with the dough. We're going to cut this into 6 pieces, so we got 6 patties. So pretty much how you're going to do this, you're going to use your hand and you're going to make 6 cuts into it. And then you're going to take out each piece that you cut, and then you're going to turn that into a patty. And you're going to just shape it out, making it as round and as I guess firm as possible till it's about this size, looking like this, and then put it down on your plate. Continue doing this because you cut it all to one size, so they should look the one size when you got it there to finish. When they're all finished, just go like this, shaping it. So continue making these patties and remembering, I guess, washing up in between. I know everybody know that, but you know, as you firm it all together when you're making it, then before you touch anything else, because it is raw meat. So you're going to continue on. If you got one that looks a little bit bigger than the other one, take it off and put it on the one that looks a little smaller. So I'm going to pull this one up, and that's what it looks like. So just go like that. Smells absolutely amazing in here, all that garlic and spice that's coming up around my nose. I've cleaned up, so what I'm going to do now is take a bit of plastic wrap and cover these patties, and I'm going to let them rest for a little bit in the fridge. Maybe, well, if you're making it in the morning or, you know, close to supper time and you wanted to put it in the fridge while you're waiting for your dough to rise and to bake your hamburger buns, that's fine. But you could leave it in there now until about a half an hour before you're ready to grill them. Take them out, let them rest on the counter, and then have a nice hot grill. So I'm going to put these in the fridge, show you what the dough looks like that it's risen. Okay, so now after you had them set to the side on like in a warm area, let them rise. This is how much you need them to be risen, not much more than that, because now when we put them into the oven, they're going to rise a little bit more, and they're going to be just nice size for those patties. So we're going to be baking them on a 350-degree heat for 20 to 25 minutes, and they'll be a light golden brown. And if you want them browner, the last 5 minutes of your baking, you can kind of grill it a little with the top damper instead of just an equal heat. So we'll get going on that, and then I'm going to show you what's next. Okay, so what I'm going to show you how to make next is a vinaigrette, an avocado vinaigrette to go over the cheeseburger and to also go over your salad, just a simple tossed salad. So let's get started on that, putting all of our ingredients into my food processor. Okay, so that's good. Well, not often do the stone come out all at once. I was actually going to show you a trick to take the stone out, but it got a little ahead of me. So using a little grill like this, take your avocado, put it down over and push down, and it'll squirt through the grill and all of it will come out. And this is a quick and easy way to take all of the avocado out without struggling. Like that. So then just take the remainder of the avocado off the grill and put it to the side. We're going to have a pinch of pepper, a pinch of salt, about a tablespoonful of rice vinegar, and we're going to be having 2 garlic cloves. So again, just press it, the garlic cloves on in with the mixture. I'm sure you could put it in whole too, but I like to press it first. I'm going to be putting in about 2 tablespoonfuls of extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm going to lock on my lid. So we're going to pulse this together, just blending it until it starts to get a little I guess liquid, and I'm going to add in another little bit of olive oil just to help that along. Okay, so I'm going to need another little bit of olive oil. So there was 2 tablespoons to start, maybe a teaspoonful in the middle, and a little extra there. Now, before we take it out, I want to test it. Okay, so I just want to test it to make sure that the flavors is what I want. Yeah, nice garlicky flavor. You could taste the rice vinegar. Not too much extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to scoop this into a little container now. Wait for my hamburger buns to bake, and then meet me back here and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, welcome back to Bonita's kitchen. Our hamburger buns are just about done there now. I'm going to be taking them out soon. But I wanted to give you one more step on our avocado vinaigrette. To add lime, a full lime, into the mixture. So you can squeeze it out, or you can put it in while you're blending it all together. So just squeeze the full lime out into it and then mix it through. So what we're going to do next there now is start our grill and get our patties grilling, and we're going to do an indoor grill, and we'll just get started. Okay, so plastic off, out of our way. And what we're going to do now, I've had them at room temperature for a little bit waiting for the grill. The grill is nice and hot there now. You can do these outside if you want to as well, but right now we're into winter. I want to do it on my inside grill, and let's get started. Okay, so into the grill pan. That's a good sound when you've got a nice hot grill. So I'm only going to be frying 4 of these at a time because I don't want to overcrowd the grill. It's best to have it where you got a little bit of extra room for each one of them. I'll do the other 2 later. I'm going to show you what these 4 is going to look like. So when you put it into the grill, just push down on them a little and let them feel the love in that pan. Okay, so after when you've put it into your grill pan, nice and hot, you can lightly grease it if you want it. If you're using all the ground beef, I'm using kind of half and half today because I want to have that little bit of grease there to fry it down nice, to get that nice caramelization on it. But anyway, about 5 to 7 minutes on each side. And what you would see is a light juice coming from the patty. If you're using all beef, you don't mind a little bit of pink. But let's keep it grilling here, and I'll show you what it looks like on that side. Okay, so I got my 7 minutes up on that side. I'm going to flip it over and just look how nice that looks. And the same with the rest. And like I said, there's different hot spots in our pan. So if you find that one side is a little hotter than the other, just move your patty around and that will be equally cooked. So let that fry now on that side for another 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, our hamburger buns are done. Look at them, how delicious. And golden brown, nice on the bottom, and it's a nice soft texture. I'm going to put them over to my plate to cool, get back to our patties, and then we're going to dress these bad boys up. Okay, they're nice and hot. Of course, they're coming out of the oven, they got to be hot, so that was a silly statement. I'm just going to put them on top of this grate to just cool down a little. I mean, if you want it warm, that's fine, we'll cut it and whatnot. But I want them to cool a little bit because I want to assemble the whole thing for you to see what it looks like. It looks like our patties are done. I just need to add the cheese, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do there. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 patties that's just cheddar cheese, and that's the slice. And then I'm going to have the block cheese and some matzo cheese. So we're going to have 4 different patties going on there, and I'm going to cover it and let it steam. I'm going to turn off the heat and let it steam there for just a few minutes just to melt that cheese. Now I think we're moving along quite nice here on our homemade cheeseburgers. So what I'm going to do now is cut this in half. It's still nice and warm, but it's cooled down just a little. Just look at the steam coming out. And I'm going to do the same with the other one because I'm going to be assembling 2 cheeseburgers, and then I'm going to plate it off to the side and show you the salad that I'm going to use with it, a tossed salad. And I actually got a mustard salad that's on our site as well, and that's a traditional Newfoundland mustard salad. So let's get plating. Okay, so at this point you of course could add any sort of spread if you wanted. You want to use ketchup instead of, you know, what I'm going to do here with the avocado. Or you could use mustard and relish and whatnot. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to dress up my burger. I'm going to put a spread of avocado, the vinaigrette or the spread, that over both sides of my bun, like this. And then I'm going to put my delicious homemade patty down on top of the bun. Just look how nice it fits there. And a piece of bacon. Then we're going to have on the other side some lettuce and a tomato. So what I'm missing here now is just my tossed salad. So let's get that in there. And then we're going to put a little helping of the tossed salad. I already got a little bit of vinaigrette over, or I should say the rice vinegar. Then I'm going to put a nice helping of the avocado spread, and again you can have it as a vinaigrette. You could just add a little bit more juice. Then I'm going to fold up this burger to show you what it's going to look like. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is delicious. So I hope I've convinced you to make your own homemade cheeseburgers, and I know you're probably making them before, but right from scratch, having your own homemade buns to, you know, right down to frying them and grilling them on the inside. Wintertime, you need something, and this is definitely comfort food. The potato salad coleslaw is also on Bonita's Kitchen if you want to visit that. And now I'm going to have a taste of this burger. It's going to be difficult, but I need to taste it. Delicious. So delicious, it's hard to stop eating it. As you can see, it's nice and cooked and juicy on the inside. The perfect burger, and again with the toppings. A must make dish. So glad to show it to you. So I hope I've convinced you today to subscribe to Bonita's Kitchen. After this meal, I'm sure if you haven't, you will. Go to my YouTube channel up at the top right hand corner, hit the link, and it will prompt you to what you need to do, and each time we post a new video it will send you an email letting you know that I've posted it. And before I end it off with giving you more ways that you can join us on Bonita's Kitchen, if you decide that you want to make your cheeseburger a little bigger, well, give it a little bit more cooking time. Just watch for that nice clear juice coming from it. Also, you can visit me on www.bonitaskitchen.com and my Facebook page. This ends our episode today for homemade hamburgers. I can't wait to get into this one and have another taste. So from my kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day.